CM 365, all about Carnatic music.
In a Kriti, it is important that the Dhatu and the Matu, that is the melody and the Sahitya, blend seamlessly. Then only we can have a good composition. In this examples, of course, we can give of the Trinity, where we see that the melody and the Sahitya perfectly balance one another, and that's why their compositions are hailed as one of the best. Sometimes we also come across compositions where there is so much profusion of words that it hampers the flow of the melody. So in that case, it cannot be regarded as a very great composition. Now the second point is about the Kriti, where the Pallavi, Anupallavi and the Charanam have to have a beautiful flow of melody throughout, but at the same time, it's also important that the Sahitya has connectivity. Now, for example, if you take, you want to compose a composition on Ganesha and you start off the Pallavi in addressing it to Ganesha, suddenly you can't just switch over to Ambal in the Anupallavi and then think that, okay, I will compose on Rama in the Charanam and so on. So the whole composition should have a link in terms of the Sahitya theme. In this case, we see that in the case of Dikshidhar, many compositions on various deities is composed. So all the entire composition, you will see that that particular composition talks about that deity and related informations. Now in the case of another example, Tyagaraja, if we take, we see that most often his compositions are on Rama, but nevertheless other aspects which you are talking about in the composition are all related to Rama in some way. So the characters like Sita, Bharata, Lakshmana, Hanuman, all of them may be featured in that particular composition in a certain context, but then the whole thing revolves around a particular theme. Now let us look at one example of composition from Papanasham Sivan. Just from this angle, I want you to observe where you see how the Pallavi, Anupallavi and Charanam are beautifully connected to each other in terms of the Sahityam. I'll take up a popular Kriti, Ganapatiye Karunanidhiye, in the Ragam Karaharappiya. Ganapatiye Karunanidhiye, Ennai kadai kan paartharule, Sri Mahaganapatiye. துணையடி தொழுபல்ப துயர் துடைக்கும் துய்ய சுந்தர சரணாரவிந்தோ துதி கையா கணபதி சகல சுராசுரர் பணிமலர் பதனே சங்கர ரூபயோ மனமகிழ் சுதனே ஜகமுழுதும் நீரை ஆனை முகவனே தாழ்பணிந்தேன் தல்ஜோனியே பகவானே கணபதியே கருணாநிதியே என்னை கடைகள் பார்த்தருளே ஸ்ரீ மகாகணபதியே. So thus, this was just one example to show you how in a Kriti it is important that the Pallavi, Anupallavi and the Charanam seamlessly blend with one another and become one coherent whole in terms of both the melody and the Sahitya. Then only can a composition be termed as beautiful or of some good standard.
CM 365, all about Carnatic music.